Character nerfs can be a frustrating process in a story, especially in a shonen manga like Naruto, because if you are so centered in fights and characters get downgraded in power, you're gonna feel a little frustrated. There are good justifications for nerfing characters though, and several reasons as to why the author would do so. But there's no other character that gets more nerfs in the Naruto series than Sasuke Uchiha. And today we're gonna be talking about all the nerfs he received and whether or not it was a good idea and if they were well implemented in the story. The nerfs don't really begin up until midway through Shippuden, but when they begin for real. Let's start by talking about one of the first nerfs Sasuke got, when Itachi removed Orochimaru from inside of him. Now, maybe Sasuke absorbed Orochimaru when Orochimaru tried to do the same to him, but he just kinda uni-reverse card, which was pretty cool. Sasuke gained the powers of the snake, all Orochimaru's jutsus and stuff like that. He could use Senei Jashu, he could use Orochimaru's substitution jutsu, he could summon snakes to fight, and those were significant power-ups. Sasuke also became physically stronger, and he also stated he could recover faster with Orochimaru's powers. Orochimaru himself was a pretty big buff for Sasuke. And then Itachi took Orochimaru away with the Totsuka Blade. Now this was a very good decision by Itachi, because Orochimaru was obviously trying to take over Sasuke's body anyway, and whenever Sasuke would run out of chakra, Orochimaru would try to break out, just like in the Itachi fight. And if it wasn't against Itachi, then things could have gone much worse. Orochimaru could have taken over Sasuke and all sorts of bad things would happen. And of course, taking Orochimaru away is a nerf because he had all those powers that Orochimaru got and the fortitude Orochimaru provided. But this one makes a lot of sense in the story. Those snake powers were never Sasuke's to begin with. They have always felt not out of place, but not exactly what the character was supposed to do midway through the story. It seemed to be something much more out of convenience, out of, oh, okay, I have Orochimaru now, I'm just gonna use his powers, but they never really felt like they were Sasuke's powers to begin with. It also makes sense for Itachi to want to protect Sasuke from Orochimaru and purposely fight against Sasuke and push him to his limit so that Orochimaru can break out and Itachi can seal him. Also, Sasuke losing those powers didn't really affect the story in terms of just your enjoyment, because sure, those jutsus were cool, but they weren't Sasuke's staple jutsus or anything like it. So you're not disappointed that the powers were taken away from him. It also makes sense for a thematic perspective that he would lose Orochimaru's powers when he is transitioning from being Hebi up until being Taka. You know, the falcon yanks the snake and snatches it, hunts it down, and kills it. That's what was happening with Sasuke when he found out the truth about Itachi. He was no longer a snake. The snake is a lesser predator. Now he is a falcon. He is going after a bigger, more powerful prey, the Leaf Village itself. So he wouldn't need Orochimaru's powers anymore, and having Orochimaru's powers there wouldn't make sense for the themes of the story. But there's another power Sasuke loses when he loses Orochimaru as well, and that one is a very different story. I'm talking about the Curse Mark. Now, Curse Mark Sasuke is extremely cool to look at. The first time he went ballistic in the Forest of Death was really intense and a moment that was etched in the memories of every Naruto fan, and every single time Sasuke used the Curse Mark after that was great. When he used it in the forest against Gaara, the final Chidori he hits even though he didn't have chakra, and obviously in the final battle against Naruto in the Valley of the End in part 1, when he used the second stage of the Curse Mark, that was complete insanity. Onyx Chidori having those wings, the clash with the Rasengan, everything was great. The Curse Mark was not only extremely cool to look at, but it was very representative of Sasuke's character. He had this curse of hatred, of revenge that was bestowed upon him against his will, and the Curse Mark is essentially a very obvious visual representation of what the character is going through. Will he succumb to his hatred and therefore to the Curse Mark? Will he use the powers of the Curse Mark, his hatred, and just turn against his friends? Or will he resist the power of the Curse Mark and control it? It's brilliant, it's visual storytelling, and it's very well done. Sure, the powers of the Curse Mark are not very intricate. It's essentially a buff to you. You just get more powerful, you get faster, you get stronger, and you have more chakra, you can use more powerful jutsus, but sometimes your power-ups don't really have to be extremely complicated, convoluted, hunter type of thing, you know? But Sasuke loses that with Orochimaru. in the fight against Itachi, he takes away the curse mark as well. And this always felt off to me. I never liked that one bit. First, because we just don't get to see curse mark Sasuke again. Both stages of the curse mark are extremely nice on page. They are very, very interesting designs, and not seeing them anymore is just a bummer. Imagine how amazing it would be to watch or read a curse mark Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke. I mean, it's insane, but we just never get to see it. But the problem is that, in that point of the story, the curse mark and Orochimaru being in Sasuke's body weren't really related things, because Orochimaru gave Sasuke the curse mark way before Sasuke absorbed Orochimaru. Itachi takes Orochimaru out of Sasuke, but why would he take away the curse mark too? Was the curse mark imbued into Orochimaru? Now we find out later with a retcon that the curse mark's kind of a horcrux for Orochimaru, but that was never really stated in the story. And even if that was the case from the beginning, why would Orochimaru just take away the curse mark as well? Did he bring the curse mark into the Totsuka Blade? Because the curse mark simply disappears. Wouldn't he want to leave the curse mark behind so that he has a way to come back, just like when Sasuke pulled him out of Anko? Even though the curse mark may have Orochimaru's chakra signature, they are two separate entities, and Itachi sealing Orochimaru away shouldn't have sealed the curse mark away. Of course, there's the argument for the themes of the curse mark. The curse mark was, as I stated before, the visual representation of Sasuke's curse, the curse of revenge, of him wanting to kill Itachi above everything else, whether or not he's going to resist that. This is everything I said before. And then, when his fight against Itachi is over, the curse mark should go away, because he is no longer cursed by the revenge he wants to exact upon his brother. He found out the truth about Itachi, and therefore he is no longer cursed by what Itachi did to him in the past. Itachi was actually protecting Sasuke, and, well, that may be true, but Sasuke didn't get rid of his revenge curse, because now things got much worse. Now Sasuke wants to go after the entire Leaf Village. He wants to destroy the place he was born in. He wants to destroy everything his friends know, his former friends at least. He wants to kill everyone in the Leaf Village. That's a much bigger curse of hatred and destruction and revenge than just wanting to kill your brother that killed your entire family. It's way worse. So it doesn't make sense for Sasuke to be rid of this curse, at least not in this point of the story, because he's very much focused on revenge. He's blindsided by his hatred. If anything, his curse mark should have evolved in this point of the story, because his curse got even more powerful, got even worse. Jugo had a curse mark level 3, so Sasuke could have gotten that. Now, I wouldn't want Sasuke to have those laser beams Jugo had at curse mark 3. I don't think this would have suited the character of Sasuke. Sasuke should have something way different than that, but I'm pretty sure Kishimoto could think of something really cool to give Sasuke in curse mark 3 if he wanted to evolve Sasuke's curse mark, because his curse, the curse of revenge, has evolved as well. So everything about Sasuke losing the curse mark in that fight is wrong. I mean, imagine if when Naruto learned KCM, he lost the ability to enter Sage Mode, because that's exactly what happens. People will counter the argument of Sasuke losing the curse mark and Orochimaru in the Itachi fight, saying, well, he got the Mangekyo Sharingan in the next arc, which is a big buff. And yeah, the Mangekyo Sharingan is a bigger buff than the curse mark and Orochimaru. However, Sasuke still got nerfed by losing those two things. Now, Orochimaru, I'm completely fine and I understand and I agree, but the curse mark, no. Naruto didn't lose Sage Mode when he got KCM. Sasuke shouldn't have lost the curse mark when he got the Mangekyo Sharingan. We see the evolution of the main characters' powers, Naruto and Sasuke, especially in the final battle in part 1, when one gets an upgrade for the eye or something else, and then the other one gets an upgrade, and they go, and each of them gets like 5 different buffs during that battle until they clash with the Chidori and the Rasengan. It's great, but then this progression is broken when Sasuke loses a power that he had since part 1. Orochimaru makes sense because Orochimaru was something kind of extra. It wasn't Sasuke's jutsu per se, but then when Sasuke loses the curse mark, he loses part of his character identity, his visual identity even, because it was such a staple of the series. And I don't know why Kishimoto would want to do that, because Sasuke looks so cool with the curse mark. Is he hard to draw or something? Because I don't really think so. And yeah, the curse mark is a type of senjutsu which would have been extremely useful in the War Arc when they are fighting fighting against Jubito. Sasuke is like watching Naruto fight there because he can't really hurt Jubito because he doesn't have Senjutsu. And then Jugo has to come in and spread his curse mark on Sasuke's Susanoo so that he can actually fight Jubito, which I don't like. Naruto and Sasuke are fighting this amazing battle against the most powerful being the universe has ever seen up until that point, and Jugo, this insignificant character, has to step in to give Sasuke a way to fight against Jubito. No, Sasuke should have gotten his own curse mark, and he should have done the curse mark Susanoo mode by himself. Why wouldn't you do that? Is it because you had to nerf Sasuke so that him and Naruto would be kind of equal in power? Honestly, the curse mark is not that big of a buff if you compare it to Sage mode anyway, and it looks so cool. It doesn't really make sense for you to just take that away for the sake of power balance. The correct moment to take the curse mark away was in the final battle of the series, the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke in the Valley of the End. When Sasuke is brought back to the Leaf Village, he understands Naruto, he understands why Naruto has done all that stuff, and he understands his way of thinking was wrong. That's when he loses the curse. That's when the curse mark should have gone away. Now, how would you mechanically do that? There are ways to do things in the story. Kishimoto could have of something really interesting, but he just takes the curse mark away. I think it's because Kishimoto doesn't like to deal with too many different powers for one particular character at the same time, so he is not really gonna deal with the curse mark plus the Mangekyo Sharingan, even though I think this combination of jutsus would look amazing. But let's move on to the next nerf, and speaking of their final battle in the Valley of the End, this is when Sasuke gets his third big nerf in the series, and it's not a jutsu that he loses this time, it's his left arm, his dominant arm actually. When Naruto and Sasuke clash their Chidori and Rasengan, for the final clash, the explosion blows away their arms. Now this scene is great. When you see that they don't have their arms anymore, their bloods are crossed together, and the unison sign is done by Hashirama and Madara's fingers, you know, from the statues. This is brilliant. Kishimoto actually had that planned from the very beginning of the series. This was the way he wanted to finish the series with. This is very much foreshadowed in their first fight in the Valley of the End, when the unison sign is broken during their final confrontation there. Eventually, the unison sign would be done again and they would reunite as friends, but the way this was done was so symbolic, with Hashirama and Madara, the previous generations, the legacy those characters had and the influence they had in the future and also in Naruto and Sasuke. For their fingers to cross and make the unison sign was just absolutely brilliant. And for that to happen, Naruto and Sasuke had to lose their arms because, well, they couldn't really do the unison sign anymore. I mean, they could do with the other hands, but they couldn't even move. So when their arms are blown away and their blood connects, that's when you see, oh, this is really deep. It makes a lot of sense. It's really cool. Everything comes together in that scene. So I really like Sasuke losing his arm there. But then there's the other thing. People say, well, but why didn't Sasuke just get another arm like Naruto did? I mean, Tsunade seemed to be very good at making new limbs, and she did that out of Hashirama cells, gave one to Naruto, Sasuke chooses not to get one, and people thought, okay, Sasuke is leaving the village in chapter 699 because he just wants to atone for his sins, and he's not getting his new arm now just because they're not ready yet, but eventually he's gonna get it. But then, one of the good things about Boruto is that Sasuke never got that arm back. Sasuke needs a reminder of his mistakes, something that he will always have in mind. His arm is missing, and that's because of what hatred and revenge and everything else did to him. His friend Naruto almost died trying to bring him back, and he lost an arm that he never wants back because he wants to atone and he wants to remember what he did. Also, because if he got a Hashirama Cell's arm, he would probably awaken his second Rinnegan, and then if he went wrong again, he would probably be too powerful for Naruto to deal with. So Naruto is essentially the guy who keeps Sasuke in check, even though the possibility of Sasuke going bad again is pretty much null. There's always this chance, something that Sasuke doesn't want to happen. He doesn't want to run that risk. So yeah, him losing his left arm makes a lot of sense from everything in the story, from the themes, for just an in-universe perspective. It's great. I like this nerf. And honestly, Sasuke is really good with his right hand too. He's ambidextrous, so it doesn't even bother him all that much. And I just like this trope of the guy missing an arm, the old warrior. Even though Sasuke is not that old, it shows that things have happened to this person. This is a seasoned veteran warrior in the universe, and if he is that good with only one arm, then you know this guy means business. And the fourth and probably the biggest nerf Sasuke has ever gotten, it wasn't in Naruto, it was in Boruto, when he lost his Rinnegan. Momoshiki takes over Boruto's body and stabs the Rinnegan, destroying it minutes after Naruto lost the Nine Tails. That was very good timing, guys. Very subtle about your nerfing here. I wouldn't say this is the most disappointing nerf Sasuke got because I don't care at all about Boruto. I have no feelings towards it, so if they kill every single beloved character, I wouldn't mind, because it's not canon anyway, so it doesn't matter. The most disappointing nerf to me is Sasuke losing the curse mark, but this is definitely the most egregious one, just in terms of how it was done and how much the character suffered for it in terms of losing power. Now, it's not that Sasuke even used that many Rinnegan abilities in Boruto anyway, but losing the Rinnegan is obviously a big deal because the Rinnegan provides a big buff to just chakra and to physical strength as well, and also Sasuke could use a billion jutsus with his Rinnegan that he never even tries. Now, sure, Naruto didn't really do that much with Sasuke's Rinnegan as well, but in Boruto it seems to be even worse because Sasuke should be more proficient with his Rinnegan, and the only thing he knows how to do is Amenotejikara and hopping through dimensions because we need a way to hop through dimensions, so yeah. And this is the only time that there's no thematic value behind Sasuke losing the Rinnegan. It's only to nerf the character because the story needs it. I mean, when Sasuke lost Orochimaru and even the curse mark, and then when he lost his arm, well, things made sense from a story perspective. It made sense why the character would go through those trials. But now, it's because they need Naruto and Sasuke to be irrelevant in terms of power so that the show can be only about Boruto and Kawaki, who, according to them, are the two most powerful beings in the universe except from those weird alien androids. Naruto and Sasuke had to be nerfed so that the story they want to tell could continue with, well, a sliver of sense, because in the power levels Naruto and Sasuke had, everything other than an alien god coming from the dimension of stupidity coming to Earth and destroying everything would be very, very lackluster, because if the characters are having trouble fighting against someone, we just ask ourselves, why don't Naruto and Sasuke just come in and absolutely destroy this guy? Remember when Shin Uchiha showed up and Naruto and Sasuke were so weak, they were being tagged by sword attacks and all those really, really weak things? I mean, Sasuke had to dive in front of Sarita to block a billion shurikens instead of literally using his Susanoo ribcage or Shinra Tensei or just using Amenotejikara or taking Sarada and jumping away, or doing anything other than just using yourself as a meat shield. You had to make them so incompetent for the story to keep going because they are too powerful. They needed to be nerfed in order for the story to continue. Now, is the way Sasuke got nerfed good? No, absolutely not. It was absolutely terrible, in fact. Naruto's nerf at least had some emotional value to it, with Kurama sacrificing herself to give Naruto the final boost, even though the Brian mode fight looks absolutely lackluster, boring. The manga panels are so flat and uninteresting to look at, but at least it was something trying to be emotional, even though everything emotional about that scene was built in Naruto, not in Boruto. For Sasuke's nerf, it's just for sheer shock value. They are like, oh Naruto, are you gonna die? What's gonna happen? And then bam, Boruto stabs Sasuke in the Rinnegan out of nowhere. Now, Sasuke doesn't see him coming at all, even though he is supposed to be the most reaction time speedy guy in the verse, and he has a billion jutsus to dodge what Boruto did to him. I mean, a kunai. Wow, never seen that before. That's new. Sasuke looks like a wimp in that scene. Like, he is so disrespected in Boruto that I don't really complain. I mean, yeah, sure, Sasuke gets bodied by this kid taken over by an alien, and then he loses the Rinnegan because the plot needs it to happen. And the only consequences after Sasuke losing the Rinnegan is Boruto getting a bit sad and Sasuke saying, nah, it's fine, man, don't worry about it. When they did this, I thought they were going to de-escalate the power levels in the story because they were getting kind of stupid. But no, it seems though they're going even higher with a worldwide Kodo Matsukami that changed the memories of everyone on the planet with a plot twist of the millennium. Naruto and Sasuke are absolute fodder. Naruto was one-shot by Kawaki. He is in a pocket dimension now. Sasuke doesn't do anything anymore. He's probably gonna die somehow before the time skip. So yeah, he lost the Rinnegan, but he had lost his dignity ever since Boruto began, to be honest. Did you see how he was drawn in the first chapters of Boruto? It wasn't very good. Subscribe to this channel if you've enjoyed this video. Like the video to help me out with the algorithm. It really does help. And watch this other video right here for more entertaining Naruto content. Thank you so much for watching.